parade, please wave your grades at the brave who, please wave your grades at the brave who fight for you. If you don't gain, they fight in vain. Show them what you can do. Show them what you can do. Please show them what you can do. You make this parade a mere charade if you're marching just for fun. Our troops must feel your thanks for real before the marching is done. They know side by side you can match their stride to the drum beat and the brass, but they're not impressed with you unless you can match their stride in class. This may not sound too diplomatic, but I cannot be more emphatic as I tell you, it's problematic when you do less than your best. Especially when it's because you put your brilliance on pause for the mere peer applause it draws from a so-called friend doing less. Quit playing, I'm saying, you know that you are great, and we know it, so show it. Don't make our heroes wait. In this parade, please wave your grades at the brave who fight for you. If you don't gain, they fight in vain. Show them what you can do. Show them what you can do. Please show them what you can do. For those of you who already do the things that make us proud, your nation in appreciation says thanks to you out loud. Your schoolmates should imitate the way you tap your potential. Let me try to convince them why their effort is essential. Our men and women in uniform, before, during, and after Desert Storm, always perform above the norm, anywhere and everywhere on the planet. They need to follow our heroes' lead, but they cannot lead if they cannot read. Allow me, please, to plant this seed. Don't take freedom for granted. I'm serious, I'm furious to see U.S. schools behind. Remove the clatter, it's just a matter of our making up our minds. In this parade, please wave your grades at the brave who fight for you. If you don't gain, they fight in vain. Show them what you can do. Show them what you can do. Please show them what you can do. We believe in you, warriors protect you too. Do what you must to rise. Please do your part. Please start before another warrior dies. In this parade, please wave your grades at the brave who fight for you. If you don't gain, they fight in vain. Show them what you can do. Show them what you can do. Please show them what you can do. They sacrifice for you. Show them what you can do. Please show them what you can do. Please.
Good afternoon and welcome to Wave Your Grades on KUAW.org, the academic patriotism program that is dedicated to veterans and serious secondary scholars. I am your announcer, DeQuay Wilson. Now, here is our host, civilian urban educator, Carl Boyd.
Thank you so very much. And we have our very special guest this afternoon, Attorney Valencia Broaddus. And I was listening to our theme song, Attorney Broaddus, and the gentleman who did the background music is a gentleman whose name is Luther Wilson. He is a musician, he is a real estate expert, and now he's a television producer. But I was just listening to the music that he did, and the reason that I am so pleased is because it is for young people to hear something that is dedicated and to the honor of veterans, and I just think he did such a good job. And one of the reasons we are always ready to welcome not only Attorney Valencia Broaddus, but the young people with whom you offer yourself and services to the show is because veterans and those who serve appreciate every time they hear excellence from our young people. So God bless you. Welcome to the program. Here is Attorney Valencia Broaddus. Yes. there. Well, all right. Now you're talking. Okay. Good job. Yes, indeed. Ah, yes. Yes. This is so good. And by the way, there is a young man, I think, who has an obligation, a work obligation this afternoon, and we want to get him in early. Did I hear you say? And by the way, something that I neglect to do, DeQuay Wilson, every week is to say 816 599 6893 so that someone may be watching who wants to call in. And DeQuay, they can call in live at 816 599 6893. So, Sister Valencia brought us, you reminded me of that. Two things I would love for you to do. One is repeat the acronym SMART and why it is what it is. And two, invite that young gentleman into the conversation. If you don't have something formal for him, I'll ask a question or two. And thanks, Paris Holly, for being with us this afternoon. So back to Attorney Valencia Broadus. Wow. Love that. This okay. Yes, yes. Well, I would certainly like to say congratulations to you, young man. And I was going to ask a question of everybody, and this is what you did. Valencia brought us in your opening conversation that made it look like you were reading my mind. I was going to make the statement that I went to college in the early 60s, 1960 until 1964, the early 60s. And one of the things, Paris, we used to say was college students will often change their major 4 times. Now, remember, I'm talking about back in the 1960s. Oftentimes, those of us who are older will talk about the difference between then and now. But I am interested in how fixed some of the young people are in the major they are pursuing, or might that even be a change of mind? How determined are you? And this young man is a determined young man and very focused to go into what you have identified, or are there other possibilities that you might consider? So I know that was a long question, but I'll try to shorten it by saying some people know exactly what they're going to do. They're not going to do anything else, and you're not going to make them. Or might you be open to some variations on that? Yes. Is it?
Oh, wow. This is, yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Well, let me let me tell you what I appreciate about Mr. Micah's contribution, and certainly invite the others who are with us this afternoon. The way that you couched it, Attorney Broadus, when you said, quote, Plan B, unquote, as opposed to someone looking wishy washy because they're changing their minds. No, it makes ultimate sense to have a plan B. So let's invite our other guests to come in, and Sister Broadus, you can guide that part of the discussion. Oh, yeah. Hello, hello. Yes, yes. I'm just going to do this very quickly. Will Micah be with us after the next speaker, or or is Micah on his way out to go to work? Okay. Well, let me say this very quickly because he just expressed his interest in historical black colleges and universities. And one of the stories turns out that Prairie View College was looking at their football record. And the football record was atrocious. They just did not have a major football team. And someone said, now look at the engineers they produce. And not only is Prairie View known for producing engineers, but if you want to talk about students who work and study together, one of the great advantages of attending an HBCU, Prairie View is absolutely the model. And if Mr. Micah is interested in engineering, please at least take a look at Prairie View. Outstanding. Good point. Right. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. Right. Yes. Congratulations. Oh, wow. Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh. Wow. Outstanding. Excuse me for this. We have our break coming up. I pray that as many as possible will stay with us through this quick break. Here is DeQuay Wilson.
It is time to remind our 7th through 12th grade students that you can win a monetary award from our sponsoring organization. And yes, we do say organization on purpose, with purpose, Stoots for Boots. Your essay title will be Heroes You Know You Didn't Know Were Heroes. Your content will identify a veteran who can be absolutely anyone at your school, a teacher, custodian, coach, absolutely anyone. If your essay is chosen and submitted by an adult who gives you permission to read it on this Waive Your Grades program, you will be awarded a monetary prize. Please send inquiry or entry to stootsforboots@gmail.com. That is STOOTSFORBOOTS. Stootsforboots@gmail.com. Now back to our host, Carl Boyd.
Thank you so very, very much because I am still looking at Holly, so you're still with us. Please, Attorney Valencia, continue. And Sister Holly, back to you. Okay. Without a doubt.
Is well, what happens is whether colleges come here and do like college day, or whether we go to the HBCU tours or we like take kids to colleges, we right there we go see the financial aid people, we go see the advisors, we
Wow.
go see all these people.
Yes.
And what happens though, right there, we do applications if they haven't already, and they're like, okay, great, can I see your ACT score? So when you're going on these trips, you have to have your ACT scores. And I know that some students in a lot of the schools, um they wait until like that, first or second semester. Then are you able to hear now? Yes. So, but they wait until late like that second semester and do it then as a senior. So we really that wasn't working for places because you could go on the tours and it's $650. So it's not that it's cheap. And sometimes, we sponsor students or we definitely raise money and stuff to help, help everyone to go. So we don't want to spend $650 to get us there and then we really can't apply or be, because they normally accept you on the spot. You don't have to accept the acceptance, so to speak, but they, wherever you go, they're really the admissions people, they're there. And if you made the trip, they think you're serious, so they want to, accept you if they can and get you financial aid, all that type of stuff. So it's we try to make sure that they have their ACT and their FAFSA. Well, this tour is doing that. And so if you sign up for that tour this year, this is for everybody listening because it's open to anybody who can call first. And the doors open October 5th for this particular tour. And I'll send y'all the flyer from Miss DeQuay to share later. She liked to or something. But the doors for the tour was October 5th, but you have to be willing to go to these ACT classes, all that type of stuff. And they're serious
And
about
I'm
making
I'm
sure
gonna
that they
interject
take
really
you
quick.
a whole. Go ahead.
Ye-
Yes,
s-
And
Miss
they
Paris.
are full. Your name will go on a waiting list, and if your name goes on that waiting list, they will contact you if somebody is unable to pay or if they drop out or whatever the case may be. So please still be prepared, even if they do say, "Hey, we're full," whatever the case may be, because they will come down that line and they will call you, and it's happened, so that you could be able to still participate or go or whatever the case may be. Just don't count yourself out if they tell you that their space is full.
hmm And so, thank you. So, a big part of that is making sure that if you want to go, like you tell us enough time, because you have to get money, money talk. So, you have to figure out whether it's through your school, we do fundraising or whatever it is that, we have to get those dollars in, because that's really what kind of secures your seat. So, that's why we were asking, once I got I got the information of who wants to go, so we can start telling people and get our group. And only those persons that are in our My Block 37 club will be able to go, unless they're one of the other smart clubs. As far as at De La Salle, where a lot of our students are. So that's kind of how we get started, because then that's how we make sure that we're doing our part of helping you to stay on track with your ACT, with your grades, with your leadership, with your volunteer hours, all this stuff the colleges look at to consider you. So we're excited. That's all I want to say. We're real excited.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great time for the students. They have a great time.
Now,
So
Attorney Broadus, these young people are so sharp, and Paris, Holly, and Valencia Broadus are so dedicated. What is the role of parents and guardians?
So for parents and guardians, a couple of things. First thing is there is an informational that they will have to do with the HBCU tour leadership team. So parents have to, fill out forms and all that type of stuff. That's the first piece. And then second, for us, if we're helping to raise the money and all of that, we do require the family, school, whoever's also helping to support that young person, they help us to make sure that we're doing all we can to get the funds for person to go. We understand that often families may not have it, especially if they have like more than two young people who want to go, because this year, sophomore, junior, and seniors can go. One year we were
Oh,
doing it, it was more so juniors and seniors, but
mm-hmm.
they definitely more sophomores, juniors, and seniors, because they want y'all to see the schools now so you can get
Yeah.
excited and then go back and have an amazing 2 more years of school to make sure that you're doing that. But the parent participation is crucial. It's important. And Miss Paris, since you were a little more involved, even with the students getting their paperwork and all that, what was your remembrance of the requirements for parent or guardian participation?
So, parent guardian participation, you must attend the informational sessions. If you do not attend, your child cannot attend, from my understanding, unless you had a conversation prior with the head of the organization and still did that type of meeting. If your child and you do not show up to the informational session, your spot can be removed,
Wow.
because that means you're not getting all the information you need, because there are very strict guidelines when it comes to how the students behave, because your parents will not be there. So how
Yeah.
you guys behave, you can be left where you are, and then your parent has to find the way for you to get home,
Oh
not us.
boy.
And if
Yes.
you have to be responsible, and those things, that is one of the key things. You will get left here. Time, being very good about your time management. Don't be like, oh, I'm gonna stay up all night and try to sneak to somebody else's room. That is room means for being removed, and you will be sent home. Um, and there's no leniency in that. Zero. And they make sure that you understand that. They do
And
keep
that
in
the
touch.
parents and guardians understand it.
That's what
I
I'm
think
saying.
that's
That's what I'm saying. They
yeah.
make sure that the parents and
Okay.
guardians understand that, and the students. That's why both the parent and the student have to be at the informational session. Because if this child or student chooses to misbehave or do something outside of what the strict rules are for safety, they will leave you in whatever hotel it is, and your parent will have to pay to get you home. So whatever that cost is both that child and parents' responsibility. So they make sure that that is very, very clearly communicated. Outside of that, the parent just has to come up with the money, make sure their student knows what's going on, make sure that they get to every ACT class. I think they're only allowed to miss one if they miss more than one. I think that's also a thing where they cannot go because you're not showing that you're serious and taking every aspect of this, um,
Yes.
that opportunity seriously. Um, I do understand some students are in different ACT like programs, but if I'm not mistaken, for this one specifically, you have to abide by that unless otherwise spoken in terms were agreed to, because I think they have to get a certain something within that. It's a certain about the hours and the how everybody is funded. I'm not really 100% sure on the other piece though.
Wow. I would think that if I were a young person, that would convince me to toe the line. I think that that would really help. DeQuay, did you want to say something? And let me ask Attorney Broadus, how many young people are still with us? I have a
We
question
have
for.
Miss Layla and Miss Rihanna.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll just ask the two without mentioning our dear respected sister Paris Holly and attorney Valencia Broadus. No one on this show, without mentioning anyone on this show, I would like to find out from those two young people names of adults in your lives that you can call out on the show who are important to you and who also help, as do your mentors who are on this program. So either may go first, but who are some adults in your lives other than these two who are very important to you?
Miss Rihanna, go ahead. And Miss Layla, I know you're new sort of this time, so we'll let you go second. Miss Rihanna, who would you do shout outs to in your family, your school, teachers, adults that pour into you all the time?
Um, well, who would I do shout outs to?
Yep. And say, I mean the adults in your lives, like
Yes.
who family, aunts, whoever, teachers.
My mom
Yep.
and my mom's boyfriend
Yes.
and my auntie. And I do have a like I think two teachers at my school. One's Robinson, one is
Excellent.
Miss Ward.
Now, I didn't get it all, and
I'm so sorry.
Attorney Broadus, I know that you recognize some, but I just appreciate her willingness to name those who are in her life and make a significant difference, and the willingness to shout it out in a public forum.
Yep.
Now, did you say Layla?
Miss Layla.
All right.
The people I would shout out that's a big help in my life is my mom,
Yes.
dad, and Miss Ward, Miss Evans, Mr. Lowe, and Mr. Robinson.
Excellent.
Outstanding. And one of the reasons, and I suspected that that would come forth, is for my wanting to do that, is because we're living in a time when there is a propensity of criticism, particularly at the family level, what parents don't do, children are not close, the negative vibes. And I took a chance on that question, being confident. These young people with whom you work are so sharp, they are so positive, they are so committed towards being successful, knowing the influence, Attorney Broadus, Sister Holly, that you have. There must be others in their lives who help them going forward. So it's a blessing that you have a good relationship beyond just the young person, but with the household as well.
Yes, because without the parents, or guardians and teachers, we can't do it. Because, it could be maybe, and I use as an example, we're doing what we can, needing to come to class, stuff like that. And sometimes not because, often life is happening, whatever that means for a young leader. And so if they're like absent or something, what if I can't get a hold of them? Then I'm gonna be asking, hey, to the teachers, are they okay? And because we have the relationship, they may not tell me what's going on or anything, but they will at least say, let me contact them. So they will help. And then, of course, then with parents, if parents are okay, like, I tell the students, okay, let me talk to your mom. We try to be very respectful of
Mm.
these young leaders because they're respectful to us. So we want to make sure that we're not just going and talking to their parents all the time because that's not what we're trying to do. We're mentors, so we're trying to help them to be more and more and more responsible in making decisions and communicating to all the stakeholders in their lives so that they're building their own circle of success. But we do need to know who's in that circle so we can say, well, did you tell your mom? Did you tell the person? Did you tell that person?
Yes,
And so
absolutely.
we need everybody, all those adults to help us to kind of push and mold and lift up and encourage and lift up the young people with us. And we really appreciate the young people for even allowing us to be a part of their success circle because they don't have to.
Well, let
They could
me.
say, I don't want to hang out with you. And then that's up to them. And we appreciate them being with us.
Well, but here's something that I appreciated as we prepared for this particular program, and that was that not only would we get the opportunity to talk about how you are working with those who are younger and leading and orienting them, but also about volunteerism and their assumption of being responsible young people to even help others. Can you tell me something a little bit about that volunteerism aspect of it?
Absolutely. And so we'll start. So often what we try to do is, um, as we're doing different projects, with the group, we try to go out and help, other people do things to whether it's we've done several health fairs, career fairs, where we're kind of getting information together so that we can help. For example, Miss Rihanna helped us to do two fairs, actually three, two for sure, I think even a third, to where we basically gathered all the resources that we believed that people in the high school could use to have better choices and examples
Hmm.
and all of that. So we did a full career fair last semester with her
All
community
right.
her class so that they could not just come to class, get a certificate, stuff like that. And now she's working to actually get a job in the career health field because of all that she did. But we make sure that they're giving back and saying it's not just about me, it's I'm going to get what I want. That's cool. But when we help other people get ahead, that's when we're really making a difference because he who refreshes others will himself be refreshed. Miss Potter used to always tell me that. And so the more that we are helping other people, then
Yes.
we definitely, get some fulfillment. And in the health careers, Miss Layla and Miss Rihanna both want to be in. I mean, yeah, we can, go to school, get the money and everything, but you
Mm-hmm.
have to be about pouring into other people with compassion and empathy and all that, or those careers won't feel as good to you. And so, teaching them to volunteer now and to give back to, especially their peers, because you
Yes.
never know what your friends are going through. And so you have to say, whatever they're going through, how can I help? We're not there to be counselors and stuff like that, because you got to be careful. But maybe they need some resources. Maybe if someone's having a housing issue, as young people, what do you know about that stuff? So we do a lot of resource identifying needs and resource gathering for our peers. And then we hold, shops and I mean, kind of fairs and stuff. And we do other fairs in the community because our whole thing is, financial literacy, which is great, but health is wealth. And that's been our theme for at least 3 years now. Health
Yes.
is wealth. So how do we help our young people to be healthy and spread that knowledge and information and resources so that their friends and family can be wealthy in that way also? I
Now,
know it's a long answer, but
no, that's quite all
sorry.
right. I have not been on scene when certain activities have taken place, so I cannot attest to precisely what might have been going on. But just in case there were a few things in which these young people participated, I would just like to find out how it feels when you help somebody else. And at that young an age, if either has had the experience or both, And how did it feel in just small ways, whatever it might have been? How does it feel when you help somebody else?
Yes. I'll start with Miss Rihanna for a second. Miss Rihanna, when we did our last career fair where we invited those 15 organizations to come out and basically give all those resources for the school at De La Salle, how did that feel as you were helping us do that activity? Meaning building it over those months and all that. How'd that feel?
Felt good. It's a lot of different information. It was a lot of good information that I had got. Even though I was helping, I still went and got information. Um, Everybody had like different stuff, different information, a lot of good information. So I'll say it was good. We did
And
good.
the day that the day that it all came together, where we basically we had decorated the school and had all the booths there and everything, everybody showed up that we invited. How did that feel?
I mean, I really didn't feel nothing with that. I just felt like that I did good because we planned it out how we wanted it to look. We went and mapped it out to see how many tables was gonna be where, how many tables will we need, how many chairs we needed for at each table, each booth. So it was good.
It was good. It turned out well. That's why. Event planning, we do a lot of that so we can,
That's
get
outstanding.
these skills. And then we invited the community from all these agencies to come. Mr. Nunley, others were there. It was really great. We had Mr. Archie Welch. He came to the booth for the veterans, and we just had a bunch of people there
There you
sharing
go.
information with the students and their families. Miss Layla, I want to think one of the things that we did when we were doing kind of that cooking radio show thing, our big thing in doing that, we did a weekly radio show on with psychology and stuff, is we did a lot of researching and then sharing information with the community on how to get better and work with their young people and stuff. So that was definitely volunteering, also meaning giving people information. How did that feel to you whenever you got to get on the radio show after you did your research and tell what you knew?
It felt good because I realized like you don't really realize how many people think differently about or differently from a topic. And so I feel like we had all point of views from Mr. Payne and some of the students we worked with, and like even people that had something to say on the radio show, like callers. And yeah, it just felt good because um sometimes we was giving information out and then receiving some, and then yeah, we just had all different opinions about the topics we was talking about.
Amen.
Outstanding. We just have a few minutes, and we would like to get closing remarks from our very special guests.
Amen. Miss Paris, close us out by you talking about just volunteerism. Give us maybe 90 seconds or less about volunteering and why you know it's important to these young people.
All right. I'll say volunteering is extremely helpful because it shows you how to be a great community leader as you guys get older. It puts you in position to not only be a great person, whether you choose to have your own business, choose to work for somebody else, you get to see how people maneuver, how great helping people feels, because it's not just about what people could do for you, it's about what you could do for them, especially if you're in a position to do things for others. Um, and it really just gets your foot in the door to meet new people. Networking really starts from
Yes.
volunteering. Um,
Networking. Yeah.
Yes.
so I would say the best aspect of it is when somebody comes back and says thank you
There you
because they're in
go.
such a great place in their life, and
Yes.
it feels different, and you only know it once you feel it. Um, so thank you all for coming out. Smart, appreciate you guys. We appreciate all our students. Of course, Miss Valencia, because she brings us all together so we can have this wonderful fellowship. Mr. Boyd for having us on your show, and
Thank you.
everybody who tunes in to be a part of this next generation of education, knowledge, wealth, and everything that comes with it.
Amen.
Outstanding. Thank you,
So
thank you, thank
that's
you.
all I had. So Miss Layla, Miss Rihanna, you want to say hello, goodbye, really quick, and if you show your face and say hi and goodbye. That's a big deal. So people can see you, your beautifulness and handsomeness. But Mike has gone down. You good, both of you? Okay, excellent.
There you go.
Thank
I would,
you.
I would like to say goodbye to all the people that's watching, and even y'all, and have a blessed day and be safe if y'all go anywhere. And have a good day.
Wow.
Yay.
Outstanding.
I'm gonna say bye. Have a blessed day. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you,
Amen.
thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Boyd, so much.
Thank you. God bless you. Here is Sister DeQuay Wilson.
I'd like to thank everyone for joining us on your Stoots for Boots Wave Your Grades program. We come to you live every Saturday from 1 until 2 p.m. Central Standard Time from the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center right here in Kansas City, Missouri. I am your announcer, DeQuay Wilson. Now, our host, Carl Boyd, will close with either Carl's commentary on academic patriotism or his daily message for students in honor of our veterans from his book, Morning Messages.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Oh, wait. Today is Saturday. I think this is Monday. Is it Monday? Someone on the set in the studio, Attorney Valencia brought us, is about to celebrate a birthday. And if I have this right, her name is Sister DeQuay Wilson.
Thank you very much. Yes, it is Monday.
Yay.
Happy birthday to you. A very happy birthday. To students across the USA, your Stoots for Boots message for this day, September 14th. They fight for you without having met you. You study for them as they fight. If you use your brains as well as they train, like them, you'll attain great heights. Thank you very much for listening in. Thank you, Attorney Valencia brought us, and the guests you brought us. Happy birthday to DeQuay Wilson. Gracious
Happy
God.
birthday.
There you go. Gracious God and wonderful Wanda. I'm on my way home.